A presentation on decision-making and problem-solving by Darren Knight. The nature of decision-making involves four key factors, which are decision-making, problem-solving, types of decisions, and the decision-making process. The two types of decisions are programmed and non-programmed. A programmed decision recurs enough to use the decision rule, which is a tool that uses the characteristics of the situation. Information about decision outcomes varies and ranges from complete
Other
certainty
aspects
and
include being
complete
highly
uncertainty.
structured,
These
having clear
conditions
goals,
create risk,
already
meaning
having
the decision
a
maker
procedure
may be able
established,
to
and the
estimate the
sources being
probability
defined.
of
A
outcome
non-programmed
occurrence.
decision reoccurs problem-solving
The rational
due to
approach to
infrequent
decision-making is a
reoccurrences, being
systematic
poorly
step-by-step
structured,
process.
and the goals being
The first
vague.
step is stating the goal for the situation. Next, the decision maker must identify the problem by gathering information that bears on the goal. The third step is determining if the decision is programmed or non-programmed. The fourth step is generating possible solutions to the problem. The rational approach has several strengths, including forcing the decision maker to consider a decision in a logical, consecutive manner, and the in-depth analysis enables them to choose an alternative based on information rather than emotional or social pressure. The unrealistic assumptions and the limited information about the alternatives are weaknesses because it is unlikely that the decision makers will know all possible outcomes of each alternative. Evidence-based decision-making identifies and utilizes the best theory and data available to make decisions, also known as evidence-based management. The use of 5 basic principles, which include facing hard facts and building a culture encouraging truth, being committed to fact-based decision-making, encouraging experimentation and learning by doing, looking for risk and drawbacks and recommendations, and avoiding basing decisions on untested but strongly held beliefs are encouraged. The administrative model argues that managers use bounded rationality, rules of thumb, sub-optimizing, and satisficing in making decisions. Utilizing procedures and rules of thumb reduces uncertainty, while sub-optimizing means accepting less than best possible outcomes, and satisficing is finding a solution that meets the minimum requirement. There are several behavioral forces involved in the behavioral approach. A major element of political forces is coalition, which is an informal alliance of individuals or groups formed to achieve a common goal. Intuition is an innate belief about something without conscious consideration. Escalation of commitment occurs when a decision maker stays with a decision even when it appears wrong. Risk propensity is the extent to which a decision maker is willing to gamble. Ethics is a person's belief about what constitutes right and wrong behavior. The prospect theory argues that when decisions are made under a condition of risk, the person is more motivated to avoid losses rather than seek gains. The integrated approach combines the analytic framework of the rational approach with the moderating influence of the behavioral approach. However, it doesn't generate all the possible outcomes. Group polarization occurs when the average of the group members' post-discussion attitudes tends to be more extreme than average. Groupthink is a thinking mode that occurs when the group members are deeply involved and want to avoid animosity. Their motivation to appraise alternative course of action. This caution causes symptoms such as cohesiveness, over-belief in the leader's preferred solution, and group insolution. Since defects increase during groupthink, leaders, organizations, individuals, and process prescriptions are suggested for prevention. Participation creates greater interest in group decision-making. Techniques used to improve the generation of alternatives are group problem-solving, brainstorming, which is generating ideas, the nominal group technique, meaning group members follow a generate, discuss, vote cycle, and the Delphi technique, which involves systematically gathering judgments of experts. Creativity is a person's ability to generate new ideas or conceive new perspectives on existing ideas. Attributes of a creative individual fall into 3 categories: background experience, personal traits, and cognitive abilities. The creative process begins with preparation, including education and formal training. The second stage involves incubation, which is letting ideas develop and mature. The next stage is insight, when all incubated ideas come together to produce a breakthrough. The final stage is verification, in which the truthfulness of the insight is determined. Two important methods for enhancing creativity are incorporating it into the organization's culture